Our battleground hardened war marine is now in a loving relationship? And Dempsey, I don't think I understand what's going on. We have a lot more information that I'm going to cover for you guys here today before we get the release of Season 1 for Black Ops 7 and the new Astra Malorm map that is coming out later this week on Thursday. Update your games. You can do the pre-release content right now on, I think, all platforms, but I know for PC because that is what I play on. Everything we see tonight will be from this guy right here, the Ghost of Hope. Hope is a very good and very reputable leaker. He's had a lot of things that I personally have covered, and I know a lot of other YouTubers have also covered as well, and they end up coming true. And the first thing he tweeted out here is sorry to ruin everybody's night. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean sorry to ruin everybody's night? Well, yeah, we have Alpha Omega returning to zombies, supposedly in one of the later seasons. This is not for Season 1. Of course, Season 1 is going to be Astra Malorum. However, it is looking like Alpha Omega will be one of the maps to come back, one of the 5 round base that they're going to launch this season, and also have Nuketown Zombies come back as a survival map. So not only are we getting Nuketown Zombies one time, we're going to get it twice in Black Ops 7. This is interesting because out of all the old maps they could have brought back and remade, this is a very interesting choice. I mean, we're talking you have Buried that hasn't been remade. You have Mob that hasn't been remade. You have Origins, which was in Chronicles but hasn't been remade necessarily. It was just re-released on a newer system. You've got so many good maps from BO3, which we don't even need to touch on because you know all of them. You know their peak. They could actually don't remake them because that would actually probably ruin it. So thank you for not doing that, Treyarch. But Nuketown, man, wow! I cannot believe we're gonna do this. In terms of storyline, I tried to think of this so that it actually made sense in terms of the storyline and not, oh, we want to re-release this because it's popular when it's not. It's not a popular zombies map. It's just popular multiplayer. If we think about it storyline wise, it could make sense because right, we're in the Dark Aether now, not the Aether, and the Aether is the end of the storyline. So the Dark Aether, you could like kick it off or quote unquote kick it off because you've been in the storyline, right? But you could continue the storyline or you could like branch into whatever new segue of the storyline you want by going back to Nuketown, and they do like the reverse steps of Alpha Omega, or like they do the same thing from Alpha Omega, but it has a different effect and we're in a different timeline. I don't know. I tried to think of how it made sense in the storyline. We got Nuketown coming back. That's the baseline of all right, next our boy Dempsey and a new relationship. I mean, what is going on? Dempsey and Maya are going to be romantically entangled in the Black Ops 7 zombie storyline, starting with Astra Malorum. Brother, huh? Brother, what? What are you talking about? Mars does indeed play a part in Astra Malorum, which is interesting because this means that Shangri-La might return. It was in the Dempsey PTSD flashback type Easter egg and Ashes of the Damned. If you guys have seen that, if you don't, just look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. And Shangri-La takes place on Mars. Little piece of ball knowledge there in case you did not know that. So, could it be tied in? Most definitely. I personally think it does. I think it's going to have something to do with it. And then we might see Shang come back. And not just Shang. It'd be like a remade version of Shang. Kind of like what they're doing with Alpha Omega, if that makes sense. That's kind of my prediction. I don't know that that would necessarily be true. And yes, I know that the flashback was Vietnam, not Shangri-La specifically. But it was in the same temple as Shang. So one can assume, since we're in zombies, that yeah, it took place in Vietnam in this timeline, but it's really in Mars on the default Shangri-La map from back in the day on Black Ops 1. You get what I'm saying, man. The boss fight for Asher Malorum, I have been told, is epic and large in scale, even bigger than the boss fight from Ashes of the Damned, is what some people have been saying, which is absolutely insane because that boss fight was in a huge arena in that huge pyramid outside the map by the cabin. You can see it when you look out, and the boss was tough. It was tough to take up, but it was fun. It was a very fun Easter egg. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It made the map tough, so I enjoyed that a lot. And then this last piece we actually skipped over. The observatory in the map is supposedly originally from Liberty Falls, so we're having a Liberty Falls return in Black Ops 7. What? I never thought I'd be saying that statement. Of course, we're not having Liberty Falls itself return, at least not that we know of just yet. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh, please do not bring it back, Treyarch. I will. Oh, do some unspeakable things, deal, if you do. Nah, seriously, I hope that we don't get it back though. But man, make it make sense. They flirt in Ashes. Maya even tells Dempsey that she wants to get to know him better, and then our boy Hope responds with this gift right here. Like, dude, what? I thought the whole time that Asher Moram we were going to end up getting the next two souls, which we might still be, and I think we will, return to one character of each respective crew. But it looks like at the same time, Maya and Dempsey are going to somehow become entangled in a relationship. So this raises the questions in my head of, okay, if we're getting the two souls back still, but they become in a relationship, is it going to all develop on this one map, or is this going to be a recurring storyline throughout all of Black Ops 7 and maybe even into the next Treyarch Zombies game? Or is this just kind of a gimmick that they're throwing out there, right? Maybe it's just some voice lines that are leaked that are saying they're going to be romantically entangled because they might just jar back and forth at each other. And maybe I'm crazy, but I could have swore, and I know they're different characters technically from different timelines, but I could have swore that the OG Dempsey had a family. Maybe I'm crazy. I know Nikolai did because he talks about, his fourth, fifth, sixth wife, all of his wives. I think he actually only has four. I don't know. He's got too many wives to keep track. But I swear Dempsey had one as well, so I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't know. Moving on, some more news here. RedSec was such a misstep for Battlefield. Got a bunch of Warzone players to come over for 2 weeks, and they all left because it's boring. LOL. And he's talking about this tweet right here from Charlie Intel, who was also a very, very, very reliable leaker and really just Intel source in general with numbers and stuff of that sort. You can see right here that the Call of Duty HQ is up here, and then Battlefield 6 is at number 5 on Xbox, and then PlayStation right here is number 6, and Call of Duty is number 2. And he said that Call of Duty, including all of those, was number 2 most played game on PlayStation and 1 on Xbox for the week ending November 22nd. Battlefield continues to fall in the top 10, which is hope wrong here? No, I know I definitely went and played RedSec for 2 weeks. Haven't went back and played it since Black Ops 7 has released. With that said, it was really fun to play the not Warzone, sorry, the Battle Royale that Battlefield came up with, and I would go back and play it. I'm playing Black Ops 7. I have no reason to go back and play it right now. Just something quick I wanted to breeze over for you guys in case you're interested. I don't really care too much. I'm not really involved in the numbers game that much. Some things aren't for casuals. That's why it exists. He's talking about this tweet from 8:30. He said, "Can I say my unpopular opinion? I think this camo prestige system is utter shit," which I very strongly disagree with. It is amazing, brother. All you have to do is use a weapon and you can get a skin. All you have to do is play the game. You don't have to get anything specific. You just play the game and you get a skin. And they're good looking skins because they're from Black Ops 2. And I know y'all love them. At least most of you. Of course, there's going to be people who it's not your taste, and that's completely cool. But for the majority, they love them, and they brought them back so you can get them for free. He said, "Who apart from YouTubers and people who play the game every day wants to do 2 whole prestiges and then level up a weapon to 250 XP rates, even on double XP, feel sluggish and unrewarding for the time you put into the game," which is insane. By the way, because I weapon up, I level up my weapon super fast. In fact, I do the gold camo, and by the time I have gold, I'm already in the first prestige usually, if not a couple levels into it, because it just takes me that long to get my 80 headshots usually, or I'm really close to prestiging. It just depends on the weapon really and how long each weapon takes me, but I don't know. I think that's a crazy take. I don't know what you're playing and what you're doing that's taking you that long. Mine goes really fast, even without double XP. Gotta throw that one out there. But yeah, I mean, some things aren't for casuals. That's why a mode called ranked exists. If you don't want to play ranked, don't play it. It's just an example I'm using, obviously, two completely different scenarios. So don't get your balls in a twist over that one. Next and last thing that I really want to talk about and cover here is that he tweeted and said Avalon has to be the largest map we've ever gotten in the history of COD Battle Royales. This is the new Warzone map that is coming out, in case you are unaware. Whoa. The biggest map ever. And then if we go back here, he doesn't know how we're going to play it with less than 200 players. 200 players on one map, by the way? Are you all thinking this? That is incredibly huge. That's large. That's massive. I don't know, man. I'm not a tech guru. I don't know the Wi-Fi like that. I don't know how it works, but if I'm going to have 200, 199 other people online on the same game as me, I hope I'm not lagging. I hope they're in Packers. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that these aren't problems, and I'm sure they know how to handle it. That Treyarch knows what they're doing with their servers. At least I hope. Wow, 200 though. That'd be insane. He's just saying he doesn't see how we can play the map with less than 200. It'll probably still be 100 or 150, whatever the Warzone number is. I don't even remember. I'm not a huge into Warzone, so you guys will probably know better than me on that one. I will try it out for sure and play it. I just don't know how much, especially trying to do the grind. I need to get that campaign camo grind done next. I cannot wait for that. Yeah, it's really all I got though. Just real quick, one hopping here. We had a lot of news come out in the last week. Again, shout out to Hope for all of the info. Appreciate you. He's got a couple more things on his page. Here, hold on. Let me show you guys this video real quick. It's funny. If you're involved in competitive COD at all, here's this. Go see it, Ken. It's just the meme with Jackson Storm and Lightning McQueen. Because right here, the mates actually beat the Thieves, and they actually won the entire tournament for the Case on Showdown right before our Black Ops 7 competitive releases. He's talking about Fortnite right here. But look at this one. Alpha Omega or Buried. Don Julio. I love that. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Chris downstairs. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'll have more news releasing whenever the season actually does release. We have a lot. The roadmap picture that they have with everything on it. Holy, the amount of content we're getting in season 1 alone is incredible. So shout out Treyarch. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Chris downstairs. Catch you on the next one. Love y'all. Peace.